From life
to love
to sex
to business
to money
to fame
to family
and everything in between.
It's SnL be shooting it with my boy Leslie
And my girl Sarah.
What up, Sarah?
What up, Les?
Just chilling. Once again, guys, we are shooting with Sarah at home because sometimes it's better this way, no?
Yes, honestly, sometimes the Skype way is the best way.
Skype way is the best way. What Sarah's saying, she doesn't want to see me every time.
Yeah, I need a break from you.
Once in a while, right? Sometimes I have a clothes on, sometimes I don't. I totally understand
I was
your logic.
just going to ask you, Leslie, what are you wearing?
Good. You know what? I'm wearing my wrestling shirt and shorts today. It's one of those kind
you
of
put
days.
Clothes on?
Yeah, I figured I'd just chill out today and not be naked. Non-naked day. That's what we call it now.
Really? And
Yeah.
I decided to just wear underwear.
Finally, you've embraced. You know what? I'm coming back. I'm going to change.
You're going to change. I embrace the Leslie way. You
Embrace
know what?
the way.
It is better.
I told you. Freedom works.
Yeah.
We were just talking yesterday. The team just had a podcast, and we were talking about the Park Daily stuff getting ready to go up. Are you excited to see your face all over the internet?
I am super excited.
Right.
I cannot wait.
I'm super amped. Guys, we're in our summer season. So in our summer season, we decided to shoot just one episode in August as we prepare for fall, which is like season go time for us. So
Yeah.
today, I got something good for you.
What do you have?
We're talking about fear today. Our biggest fears and how we handle them and why we have them. Why people in general are afraid of these major things. I did a quick Google search on the 5 things people fear the most. Guess what?
What?
Monsters not on the list. I wouldn't have guessed it.
Monsters are on the list or
No.
they're not?
Not on the list.
Really?
I was amazed.
Are aliens on the list?
Aliens are on the list, actually, to tell you the truth.
Okay. I felt like that has to be. I was like, are aliens?
Is that
what
number
about
one for you?
robots? Are robots on there?
Dude, yes, the robots are on there, but in a different way. I'll explain it to you when we get there. But I'll tell you what the biggest one is. I'm going to go 1 to 5, whatever. I'm not one of those backwards countdown guys. But the biggest one is the fear of failure. Did you see that coming?
Actually, you know what? I did, because I think a lot of people sabotage themselves. Yeah, because they don't want to fail. So it's like they give up or they don't even try or they don't attempt it for that fear of not being successful. I think people are also afraid of success.
Well, you know what? They're afraid. Well, you're not afraid of success, but if it's not going to come easy for you, you're afraid to work hard for it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep, totally.
Absolutely. Well, and there's also when you get the job that's way out of your grade, I understand that fear of failure. No?
Yeah. Especially because you're like, okay, I really wanted this. Now I have it. And if I suck at it, then what? Like, does my identity change? Like,
What
does that
do?
mean? Yeah.
Like losing your job, that's definitely a fear. But how about if you're going to be a father or a mother, well, whatever, and you failing as a parent? And what constitutes as failure as a parent when you think of it?
Oh my gosh. I think if your kid turns out to be like a murderer or a crackhead, you've definitely failed.
You've let it down. What if they're on the stripper pole? Is that a failure, or is that just time's up?
Yeah. No, you definitely, something went wrong. What?
You definitely did.
Something went wrong because she's swinging on a pole. Yeah.
The pole is absolutely you've not done your job. Okay. Now, is there a way that you can gauge success? Does he have to be like a doctor or she?
No. You know what? I think, my gauge of success is if your child is 100% happy and content. Just in life, if you are at a place where you're like, you know what? I'm so happy with where I am. That's success to me.
Well, it doesn't last forever, though. What if that only lasts for a couple of years and then you go back to whatever else? No?
Yeah, then you're a failure again. No, I'm kidding.
You've left the criteria. You were back to failing, unfortunately.
You're back to failing.
Back to being a failure.
What about you? What's success for you?
Success for me is obviously happiness, but it's also being a contributing part of society. You got to have a purpose and be achieving that purpose. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like basically kind of contributing in the way that you're meant to be, like maybe living out your destiny or
Right,
whatever.
yeah. It's got to be more than just about you. And I think that's what success feels like. When you get up and you feel like you're doing something for a greater cause than just yourself. If you're a self-serving person, I will say you're not doing it right. And of course, that's just my opinion. But my opinion is pretty good. I like it. I like it. Good opinion.
I agree with you on that. I agree. Yeah,
You agree with me?
it's a good opinion. Yeah, that doesn't happen often, but I
It's
will
true.
agree with you on this one.
No, you always agree with me. We have the same brain. You know that, right?
No, Leslie, we
Yes.
don't, because sometimes your logic is ludicrous.
But here's the thing. I say things that you're afraid to say. That's all.
No, because I don't agree with any of the things that you say about Trump.
Yeah, but that's different. You're
All
thinking
right.
emotionally, and you're not thinking from the standpoint of the interest of fairness. Now,
Oh my gosh.
speaking
I was
of
in front of
interest-
you right now, I'd be choking you,
I
just
know,
so you know.
I can say anything I want right now. I'm so far away from you. It's perfect. It's perfect.
People, he's taking liberties now because I'm not there.
Now, how about this now? How about when your fear of trust, your fear of someone breaking your trust, or you being afraid to trust somebody? That's also on the list. And I think that's one of the most important ones, because you never want to invest emotionally in someone who then either lets you down or doesn't feel the same way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, what number is that one on the list?
2. I'm going 1 to 5.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
It's like
All right.
random
I thought you were
list.
scrambling it out. I thought you were like, picking
No?
from here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. So that's number 2. I would say for me specifically, this one's definitely a fear.
Yeah.
I think when you've encountered people that have like abused your trust or, aren't trustworthy, I think it makes it really hard for you to then trust. So I would say, yeah, this one for sure is something that I personally have encountered. And I know a lot of like friends, and I don't know if it's, a lot of people sometimes assume this is just a female thing, but funny enough, a lot of my guy friends I find have a lot of trust issues, and stemming from like childhood, maybe their dad wasn't around or their dad said they were going to pick them up on a weekend and didn't show up and things like that. So I think creating trust and instilling it in children especially is so important, because those childhood experiences can really scar you kind of
Yes.
as you grow up.
They definitely grow with you.
Yeah.
Definitely a fear of mine as well. And another, like, one of my main reasons is like there's so many different aspects to it, so many different layers to trust. If someone doesn't show trust in you, does that mean that they're doing something shady, so they accuse you because they're doing something that's not trustworthy? You know what I mean? Have that person been scarred consistently so they don't trust because they get hurt a lot? What if they're likely to break trust so they don't trust because that's the world they grew up in? There's so many reasons why it can affect a relationship, whether it's a friendship or a relationship. And it's definitely something that you consistently think about, right? It's a stress, basically.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a stress. And I think, to be honest with you, it's something that's becoming more prevalent today, especially because I think with like just, and I know we always talk about millennials and social media, but just that whole, like, we've grown up in such a different era where like people are sometimes superficial, it's very surface level, and that's not how you actually build trust in relationships, right? You actually have to be vulnerable and take a risk and show your true self and to build trust. And so if someone's being very fake with you, it's hard to then trust them. Or if they're just, living life through filters, it's really hard to create that connection.
Yes, 100%. And then with that always on your brain, then what happens, right? You just got to dive in at some time? Is that what you're...
Well, what does that have in society? Like, does that make us like a very untrustworthy society then? Because think about all the scams and things that happen, even just like with charities and things like that. Like, I think it can create a bit of like a paranoia.
Yeah. Well, the long-term idea is like, that's exactly what happens. Everyone is afraid of someone betraying their trust, or they're afraid of getting caught being mistrusting or saying the wrong thing or typing the wrong thing or even the wrong thing on social media. And now it becomes a huge issue of like relationships are very hard to come by genuinely because there's so much of trust issues going on, right? Everyone's been hurt, obviously, if Facebook's somewhere where you do a lot of your social business. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
It's a very tough way to, like, I don't know. So how do you solve that? Like, how do you get over your trust issues, basically? Because we both have them, obviously.
I think that personally for me, I've been blessed with really good friends, and they've been very trustworthy, and they kind of have proven themselves and been there, and that's helped me to learn to trust, or kind of restored my faith in humanity. So I've been a little bit more trustworthy, because I've had just some really good people in my life that have shown me like you can trust people, and there's people that are going to be there for you, and really are going to, if you tell them something, they're going to not tell everybody. They're going to really hold it close to their heart. So I think for me, that's something that's helped me with it, but it's something that I definitely struggle with, I think, in romantic relationships.
Right.
Because I think that's where I've had, probably the most experience with people not being trustworthy, like, guys cheating, stuff like that.
Right.
So I think
that's number 3, by the way. Keep going.
Is it?
Absolutely
okay.
is. I was going to...
Hey. Okay, go ahead.
Well, my other question was, am I one of those people that instilled your faith in humanity? Am I one of those people?
You are, Leslie.
Yes.
You are.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm boosting your head like this is going to be a problem.
I am such a winner. Such a winner I am.
But you are a trustworthy guy. You definitely are, and you are one of those friends that like has, your friends' backs, and I think that's important. Like, for people to kind of do that when they're in friendships, to just really be true to who they are. And I think it helps, it helps instill trust and faith in humanity, and
all them good things. I always say your friends choose you. You don't choose your friends. If someone's there for you through thick and thin, like, they're going to become part of your circle. And I always want to be one of those people. So you reinstill my faith in humanity as well. But it's just because you're talented. It's nothing to do with you being trustworthy or friendly. You're just really good at what you do. So.
Aw, thanks, Leslie.
I'll just throw that out there.
Look at this little love moment we're having.
Love moment.
It's gotta be because it's Skype and we're not in front of each other.
Yep, it totally is that way. But okay, let's go. I have another really good question for you. So let's go to our third one. Let's go to cheating. Okay. Obviously, one of the biggest fears, because relationships and love and marriage and blah 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 blah, and you have to do. When you think someone's cheating on you, do you feel like it's out of paranoia, or do you think there's actually something going on? Now, here's the first problem. Have you ever had an experience where you haven't cheated on? Let's start there.
Yes. So I dated someone who I'd known since I was like 15. We dated in high school. We broke up. We got back together in our like 20s. And he actually got someone pregnant while we were together. And we were supposed to move in together. We were like 2 months before we were moving in. He then told me he had someone 6 months pregnant.
Right. So did he shoot himself after he messed up that bad, or?
He
did.
He should have. I should have shot him.
Right. Well, no, you don't have to shoot him. It's a waste of space at that point. But does he cry himself to sleep now? Do you not know? Do you not care?
I don't know. I don't care.
Nice.
I think at this point, like, if you cheated on me, then you lost out big time. So it's not really, it's like, dude, whatever you've done, karma's a bitch. But it definitely, I think, created like a bit of a fear and a paranoia for me.
Right.
In other relationships. But in that particular relationship, I think because I kind of had suspected, and he was kind of acting weird and stuff, I became very paranoid, and I was like checking his phone and doing all kinds of crazy stuff that typically as a girl, like, I wouldn't be. Like, I'm very, you do you, I'm going to do me, very carefree. I'm not one to really,
sort of thing.
Yeah, and it really changed my personality. Like, I became this crazy girl, which I, typically I'm not.
You're not crazy.
Well, I mean, like the regular crazy, but not the like, where are you? What are you doing? Kind of crazy.
The regular crazy. Because I was like, I want you on this show telling me you are not crazy.
No, I'm definitely crazy to like
regular crazy.
Like regular crazy, like girl normal crazy,
right.
But not the whole like where are you? What are you doing? Not that. Yeah, like I've never been like that. No, like I could care less. No, yeah, like I'm typically like, you want to go to Vegas? You want to go on a boys trip? Go ahead. Like, I mean, I've dated guys and like literally had parties where I ordered strippers for them. You know what I mean? Where I was like, hey, serious? Like, like I'm that kind of cool girlfriend.
Here's the thing. I know you're not my girlfriend per se, but my birthday's on Saturday, and strippers be a great party gift For anyone
Yeah?
who, as a good person, I think you'd enjoy.
Well, I'm gonna have to check
Right.
with your, I'm gonna have to check with your girl, but,
What?
if she's
I
down
mean,
with it,
if
we
you don't
can
tell
hit up
her
a strip
and
club.
then you just do it, and then I'll be
No,
like,
no,
oh,
no,
but
no,
Sarah,
no.
she ordered it, and she thought it'd be
That's-
okay, and she
So-
didn't ask me first. Bad, Sarah. And then we slap your hand, and then no, not part of.
And then no, because that might be her fear. I'm not trying to create
touche.
fears in people.
You're
Okay.
right. She might be. That's right. That is a fear. I understand that. Okay, here comes my question. Are you ready for this question?
Yes.
Okay. So, a multitude of times I've been asked why me and you have never dated, okay? And my explanation for this is when we met, we realized that we've met in a past life. And we tried dating, and it went really horrible. And so we went to being great friends right away. Which,
Yes.
it's a good story. Now,
Yeah.
if we were to date,
Okay.
would we have trust issues, and who would cheat first? Because I know eventually you probably cheat. But who
Oh
would
my
do it
God.
first?
Oh my God, I am so not a cheater. I think you would actually cheat first.
See? This is where we have arguments. This is where our trust issues would have kicked in.
This is where our
how
trust
I
issues
know-
would kick in.
That's why I know it didn't work in our former life.
It didn't work.
No,
It
no.
didn't work.
No.
No, you definitely cheated first.
I definitely... that was a question. See, and you made an assumption. This is how I know it never worked that time when we dated in our former lives.
Yeah, in our former lives.
In our former lives of dating. Gosh. Okay, the fourth one. You ready for this one?
Yep. Yes.
Death. Fear of death. This is number 1 for me, but it's number 4 on the list of biggest fears. Now,
This is your number one fear?
number
Leslie,
1
dying?
fear in life is to have an awesome life and to die a shitty death. Number 1. This is why I don't swim.
Well, what
This is why I don't jump
constitutes
out
the
of planes.
shitty death? Like,
Just
what would
like
you do the
You're
shitty
like
death?
walking down the street and the car skips a curb and hits you and squishes you against the pole, and then you're gone. Like, are you kidding me? That's how I end? My life was so
but it's a
awesome,
big one.
and now it's ended on a pole. Or like you're driving somewhere and a drunk driver like skips into the other lane and crashes into you head on. These are shitty deaths.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for that to happen, especially when your life is going good, would be the worst thing ever. You would be so upset. And you go into some afterlife, and you just be in the worst, most foul mood in the history of time. Which I would completely understand at that point, right? I'm like, oh, things were so good. Why did that plane have to crash? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think, to be honest with you, I have a fear of death, but not in the same way that you do. I have a
Right.
fear of, like, the pain and the, like,
Oh.
and a slow, agonizing death. I don't have, like, I would rather, like, a random bullet, like, get me and then I'm dead. Or, like,
then
this
it's
whole,
over.
like, crash. Yeah, like, that doesn't actually scare me. But what scares me is, like, a slow, agonizing,
Painful, being tortured in a lab. Like a
Yes.
saw type of death where you know
Oh.
you're going to die.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah,
okay,
like, that's
think of
scary.
it this way. Think of your life right now, okay? Right now, you're probably on the wheel, you're probably towards the top. Maybe not at the very top, but you're close, okay?
Yeah.
What if tomorrow you were walking down the street and a crane falls and collapses on you and crushes you and then you're dead? Like, what the fuck? No?
Yeah, no, for sure I would feel like, well, I mean, I don't know. I think I have like two feelings towards this. One, I really believe like when your time is up, your time is up.
It's time to go.
So yeah, like when you've done what you're meant to do, then that's it. So I really, because of that, I really try to live every day with the mindset of like, if this is my last day on earth, have I
Let me make
impacted, like,
Right.
yeah, like have I done something good? Have I been a good person? Can I go to bed at night or never wake up and be okay with the human being I am? And so
Right.
for me, I feel like I totally feel very proud of the person that I am. So if I, died tomorrow, heaven forbid, it would suck, but I do feel like I've done some great things on earth. So I
Right.
wouldn't be like, damn, but is there more that I want to do? Absolutely. So what I kind of feel like, man, I didn't make the millions yet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Like, I think
yes.
I would-
That is my exact
Yeah.
fear. Like, I'm not afraid of, like, dying per se, because, like, you shouldn't feel anything. You're dead. So it doesn't matter if you felt upset about it. You're gone. But, man, that would
Right.
really, really suck. Now, there are people that are afraid of actually, like, dying, like, fear of the afterlife, fear of what happens after death.
Yeah.
That is probably the part of it that was in this is like people like when they're sick and they find out they're going to die, they're overcome with like sorrow and like, oh my God. And, well, I guess.
I think it depends on your belief system. Like for me, I'm a believer of like an afterlife, God, whatever you want to call him, Allah, universe, whatever. I believe in a higher power. So for me, I feel like, I don't have a fear of like, and even if you just die and nothing happens, I'm okay with that too. And I'm okay with, I know the crappy things I've done in life and I know the good things I've done. And so I'm really ready to face both. And I think if you're okay with the things you've done in life, I think people like that are fearful of those things haven't either asked for forgiveness or forgiven themselves on things that have happened in life. And they're afraid of like the burning flames of hell.
Right.
I think
something
that,
doom, like something that happens after you go.
Going to
sort
happen.
Of thing.
Yeah. And I think if you're okay with like, nobody knows where they're going, but I'm okay with the things that I've done.
Right.
If that makes sense.
So now let's not turn into a religious podcast. But what
oh my gosh,
everything
I know.
you did
this
and you
is
just
becoming
right? It's turning into
turning quite religious right now. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
What if everything you've done ends you up like you end up in hell? Would you be like, son of a bitch? I thought I did enough good things.
No, I wouldn't be upset.
You'd be okay with
I would, well, because I think at the end of the day, like, you don't know how what you do impacts someone's life, right?
True.
And to the magnitude. And so that's where I'm saying, like, there's things that I feel like, hey, I may have done a great job here, but maybe it didn't. Maybe the ripple effect of what that did was horrible. So I think if I were to see that, like, I would want evidence. You're not just going to throw me down there. Like,
right? That's what I want is an instant replay of life. So I'd be like, all right, you know what? Based on this, here's what I deserve.
Yeah. Makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I create global warning. Okay, got it. Like, like...
Check. All right, I'll
like,
go down there. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. But if there was like your ripple effect was this, then I would have to be okay with it. Yeah. At that point, you don't really. It's not like it's not like you can do anything about it at that point.
It's true.
Realistically.
Yeah, it's true. It's like you can't come back from it. So
yeah,
just accept your fate, sort of thing. Yeah.
Actually, I heard someone say one time, everyone negotiates, even God, and I thought it was hilarious.
You just looked at him, laughed, and like,
I was like, sure, buddy.
Can't agree with that one. Okay, can you guess number 5 based on those first 4?
I'm going to say aliens. Is that number 5?
Good call. Doomsday. So Doomsday is going to take into effect aliens, robots, whatever happens that takes over the world. Zombies, nuclear war. Just something catastrophic happening and killing everybody, like a super virus, something like that. People have like those bunkers where they have all the canned food and water.
Yeah, they're gonna when the world blows up and you're underground. My thing is like, why would I want to be underground when the whole world is blowing up? Like, isn't it gonna get hot under there?
I don't want any part of that. I'm gonna go first if the whole world's gonna go.
Me too.
Try to
me too. I don't want to survive that. Yeah, me neither.
What kind of world would that be? You come back out, everything's dark, there's nothing there. Remember the cool stuff you used to have? I was like, if the internet's gone tomorrow, like, I don't know if I want to be around in a world without the internet anymore.
Get out of here.
I'm just saying, I've been alive for all of the internet.
Say that.
I've been around since the internet came out. It's been the most glorious time in human history. Do you remember before the internet? We went outside, we played, we had life. Like, things happened. You were like 4. You were 4 when the internet came out. Come on.
I was not 4 when the internet came out.
Yeah.
Maybe I was.
Yeah.
When did that come out?
Like, the dial-up stuff? I don't know. I must have been like, maybe I was like 10 or 11.
I was going to say, I couldn't have been 4.
Not 4, but you were young.
How old do you think I
am? You were too young to appreciate the glory that came. I was the age where before the internet, and then was when it took a half hour to download a song. I was alive in that time. I was around. So the fear is that like something will wipe out the entire world. So there's a lot of people that actually have safe places in case something catastrophic happens. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, well, are you afraid of this? This is my question.
Oh, is it a fear for me? No, not at all. Because the world's been around for so long. And I'm guessing there's been some pretty catastrophic things, the bubonic plague and all that. Like, a lot of people got wiped out. So, it might happen again. I could be one of those people. Or not. Right? If I go and millions of other people go, that's fine. Still
You're good with
shitty
that?
death. Yeah, it's a shitty death, but it's like a shitty death shared by many, many people.
So you feel good because you're not going alone?
Yeah, it's not
You're
just like...
such a baby.
Well, here's the thing. If it's like a random... If it's like a random completely... that happens only to me, that really sucks. I am terrified of that happening to me. If it's like, well, a bomb fell over like Canada, and all Canada got wiped out, I'd be like, whatever. So it goes.
Right,
Wrong place, wrong time, I guess.
Wrong place, wrong
right?
Wrong country, wrong time.
Now, do you have fears like zombie apocalypse? How do you feel about it?
I don't know. I don't really think about those things. I think it's kind of silly.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, anything could really happen, but I don't think like a bunch of aliens are going to come down and like take over and stuff. But I mean, yeah, if it were to happen, I think it would be scary.
It would be scary.
It's not something that I think about, and it's not something that I'm afraid of or like that keeps me up at night and I'm fearful of. I'm sure if I was encountered with it, I'd be like shitting pants.
Okay, remember that? Do you ever hear about that thing where you're like sleep scared, where you're sleeping, but like you feel like somebody's watching over you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's scary as shit. That is scary, right? No, isn't that not really scary?
I think so. It is.
I'm not going back to sleep now. I turn on Netflix when that happens. I'm like, if I close my eyes, it's gonna come back. Whatever that feeling or person is that's watching over me. Now, what if that happened to everyone at the same time?
Oh my God, that'd be terrifying. Like you wake up and you call your friend and your friend's like, dude, I totally felt the same thing.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
See?
That's terrifying.
And what if there's
but this is not something that I think about until you mention it. So now I'm afraid of it. Thank you.
Well, I just wanted to make sure you're afraid of something because it sounded like you were just like Superman over there and nothing scares you. But that's scary shit.
My fears are like trust and stuff like that. I mean, my thing is like the world's coming to an end and stuff. I really try not to think about it because I am a scaredy cat. Like I am. Like I can't watch like suspenseful movies.
You're not one of those people, are you? You're just like, no, I'm not watching that. It looks scary.
Just Criminal Minds keeps me up. Like I can't. So I'm serious. Like I can't go to parking lots alone anymore because of one episode I watched. Like
I saw this on this show once. This happened. So you're not going to watch it when it comes out in theaters? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
We have to go watch it. No, we're doing it. We're double dating and we're going to watch it.
Oh my God.
It's going to be so scary.
I love that you try to create fear in me. This is fantastic. Thank you.
We're talking about biggest fears, and I think you have a big fear of the clown from It.
Okay, here's my question to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think fears, so we're talking about fears, do you think that they're amplified by us, by others, or by the circumstance?
Definitely the circumstance. If you don't experience something, you can't really be afraid of it happening. But then once something happens where that fear becomes a possible reality, then that's when it multiplies in your brain, right? I feel like fear is a form of stress. So it hits you. If you, for instance, like say you're at work and you have something that's challenging, it doesn't become a fear to you until that becomes very real. This is happening. It's coming, right?
Right.
Death. You're not afraid until the car drives into the water and you feel like you're going to drown. That's when the fear of death takes over your body. And you can't be afraid of aliens until you see an alien. Now you're afraid of aliens taking over, right? If they ever showed aliens on TV, no one would care. And if the aliens were really nice, then we hope they came. But there's movies like Mars Attacks, where the aliens come and shoot people with lasers. People are melting all over the place.
Oh my gosh, we're not doing the alien conversation today, are we?
Well, you brought it up. You started it. That was the first thing you thought about. That's how I know you're afraid of
aliens and robots.
It was a combination. And so we'll watch a movie with alien robots. That'll make it even better. Transformers, they're technically alien robots, aren't they?
Yeah, I was going to say, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What's that movie where they're in... I think South Africa, and they have those aliens that come down and then they live amongst them. What is that movie?
I have no idea. Signs? No, it's not Signs.
No, I can't remember it.
Oh, they're like
and
red eyes or something?
the one guy gets infected and he turns into an alien.
Yeah. Nah, definitely don't know that movie. What kind of stuff
All
are
right,
you watching?
anyway.
I thought you didn't
I
like
don't know.
scary
I watched.
movies.
No, I don't. Someone forced me to watch it, and then it became like something I thought about all the time.
Every day. So
I
is
was
that
like,
your
this could
deepest fear?
happen.
What if you go home tonight and your boyfriend's an alien?
Oh my god. No, don't say things like that. No, I'm gonna like look at him and be like, babe,
Something to tell me?
you're
You got
still a
something to tell me?
person, right?
That would be so good. Oh, no,
Oh
it
my
wouldn't be good. I
gosh.
can't wish that on you. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope he's not an alien. I'm sorry. But check.
Yeah, no,
there's
please
certain
don't
things
do
you can check
that.
for.
How do you check if your boyfriend's an alien?
Here's the most important thing, okay? If the pinky finger and the ring finger are the same length, definitely an alien. Did you know that?
Oh, did
yeah.
not know that.
Oh, yeah. There's a TV show.
Totally checked my pinky finger and my ring finger just now.
Just in case. Just in case.
Just in case I was one and didn't know.
Yeah, see? Things I know.
Things you know.
Right?
So
right.
is that the fifth fear, or is there another one on the list?
No, that is the last one. Quickly, do you have any extra ones before we let everybody go?
Well, I was just going to say, how come the fear of dark is not on there? Like, isn't that something a lot of people are afraid of?
It's not a real fear. Kids are afraid of the dark. When you grow up, you just turn on a light.
There are adults that are afraid of being in like when the lights are off, they're like looking for the light switch. If you go into like a storage room, the first thing you look for is the lights.
I'm totally one of those people. You can't see anything. It doesn't make any sense not seeing things.
There you go. It's a fear.
But it's not like one of the greatest fears in the history of the world. These things are
Your
real.
heart races. You start to feel a little bit anxious. That, I think, constitutes as a fear.
Well, it's because you're afraid of things that are in the dark. Monsters. Now, do you ever have that fear of like walking into something when you're in a dark room? Because that's my I'm like, oh, please don't. Especially my toe.
I'm afraid of like something touching me, like just like something wet, or just something like touching me, just like like what is that?
I'm totally doing that to you before we die.
No,
I'm just throwing it out there.
Great.
It might not be. It'll be like years down the line. The lights will always be off, and I'll just like wet my hand.
And then touch me. Thanks.
Yeah.
You know,
that
ruined our trust. Okay. Yeah. You have now totally jacked up trust.
See, this is why you cheated on me in our former life. Obviously, we now have found out how this happened.
Okay, and you're still bitter about it. Get over it.
All right. We are going to let you guys go. I hope you liked our talk about biggest fears. Let us know what your biggest fear is.
Absolutely. We want to know, peeps.
And it better be good. Don't make it anything goofy. Because we'll make fun of you. Sarah makes fun of people all the time. She actually does.
My job. I'm a comedian.
This is true. Good. Get them. All right. Let's roll them credits.
Roll them, baby.
Nice. That was a good roll them, baby. That was like your best one you've done.
Oh, when I'm on Skype. It's good roll them, baby.
Roll them, baby on Skype.
Skype. That's the best kind of roll them.
Skype roll them.
Skype roll them.